Module 4, Annotations and Plotting, covers the following topics: equipment and line tags, text and symbols, and plotting basics. The first topic in Module 4 is the equipment and line tags. We are now ready to annotate and add some text and information. To place the equipment tags, we go to our Utility tab. You'll see there's an equipment tag tool that allows me to go in and place the equipment tag. We can underline it, put in the value, and say OK. We can use AutoCAD's move command to move it to different locations. We can copy it from one view to the next using the copy tool, copy it from this piece of equipment to this piece of equipment. We can edit this one just by double-clicking and adjusting text and clicking Apply. And then we can copy it from our plan view to our elevation. Copy this, and then call this the south elevation. And this one we can call the plan view. To label our pipes, there's a line number tool. It shows us all the available line numbers within the project. If we're not sure, we can select a block and pick the item, and it will set the line number to match. Then we can click OK, and then the direction of the line tag. And we can do that in both views. And again, we can use our move command to move that a little bit closer to our pipe. Easy to do. To save our drawing once we've labeled all of our equipment and line numbers. The next topic in Module 4 is the text and symbols. So we've got our line tags and equipment tags placed on our drawing. We can also go in and add other symbols and text information. Under our Miscellaneous tab, we have things like the grade symbol. So I can go in and place a grade symbol, say under this one, maybe another one over here, just to represent grade. We can also just place some text, normal AutoCAD text, and we can just go in and say text, pick a start point, height, and then a direction, 0, and then we can say grade elevation, say 100 feet, 0 inches. We can do a top of concrete elevation, centerline elevation. There's a centerline symbol, so we can place a little centerline symbol in, and then we can put in some text, pick the start point, direction, angle, and then we can say centerline elevation 102.0, and there's our information tag. Other things that we can add, flow arrows. If we need to show flow arrows, we can reverse it, put another arrow in on this one, and we can start to add that sort of information. Easy to do. In our plan view, we may want to put in a north arrow, place the north arrow symbol. More flow arrows, maybe just one in this view, reverse, and that shows the flow going into the vessel. Again, we can add our symbols and then our text. Westing 1370, and it places our text. We can take a look at the overall drawing with all the text information. So there's our match lines for our borders, plan view, northings, eastings, local dimensions, and then on our elevation, all of our centerline elevations, face of flange elevations, top of concrete elevations, grade elevation. Once again, once we're complete, we can hit the Save button to save our drawing. The last topic in Module 4 is plotting basics. So once we have completed our drawing, added all the annotations, we can then go in and create a plot. We can select the Plot tool or type in the word plot. Plot dialog box appears, and if it does not show in completeness, there is an arrow in the lower right corner to increase or decrease the amount of information shown. We first select our printer or plotter. In this case, we'll set it to a PDF. Your second step is to set your paper size, 8.5 by 11. For what to plot, we can actually set it to the limits. The limits, when we insert our borders, the limits are set for our plot size. We can then center the plot. We can fit it to the paper, which means it'll just make it as big as possible on the paper. And then lastly, in the plot style, if we just want a black and white print, which most of the time we do, we can set it to monochrome. Once all of our settings are set, we can do a preview. And it will show us the white border is the piece of paper, and our drawing is shown on the inside, offset from the border lines. If we want to make any adjustments, we can close off that window. And for instance, we could set this to extents, preview it. We can apply to the layout, which means it will remember all of this information, so I don't have to reset it each time. And then finally, say OK. It'll ask for a location for the plot. I'll just leave it on my desktop. And the plot is created. You get a plot dialog information balloon in the bottom of the screen. If there's any errors, we will see them there. If you'd like to take a look at the plot in our PDF viewer, we can actually see the plot, and this could be emailed or printed to a printer and sent to the client or for review. Again, once we're finished, save the drawing. This concludes the topics covered in Module 4. Please review Module 4 or select another module.